Hey everyone, sorry for the late review today, but I just finished watching this week's new episode of Fargo, and since it's TV Tuesday, let's talk Fargo. I just want to let you all know that this is going to be a spoiler heavy review of tonight's new episode of The Heap, so if you've yet to see tonight's new episode, or any episodes prior to this, go do that. It's a great series. You won't regret it. Then come back and watch this review. So from here on out, spoiler alert. This episode begins with Lester buying a new washer, as well as throwing out all of his wife's belongings, clothes, anything that he would remember his wife by, which I liked because it showed that further development of his character, how this dark path he's going down. So I really liked this scene. It was a great intro to the episode. After this, we see that Molly has gone back to work now, and she confronts the chief, played by Bob Odenkirk, that they got the wrong guy, that Chaz has been framed, and that everything is pointing to Lester as the main suspect in this case. And I really like this scene because it really gave Molly something to do. She really was showing some emotion in this scene. If you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. And what I liked, what the chief told her, was that sometimes we just don't get everything we want in life. Not everything goes our way, which is how I feel a lot of this season has been playing out for her. That not everything is going to go her way, and no matter what she does, things just aren't going to work out. So I really like this scene, and the acting was really good in it. This then leads to the scene where Mrs. Hess storms into Lester's insurance office with both of her sons to confront him on why she's not going to be receiving her husband's money. I really enjoyed this scene because it showed how Lester has further progressed. From the beginning of the season, you had this feeling that he's going to be bullied up for the rest of his life, and over the course of 8 episodes now, you really see how far he has come. He takes a stapler, staples both of her boys, and says, "This is how we're going to do things, my way." And I really enjoyed this scene because, just because of what Lester is becoming. And I've said this before to my friends, it's like Walter White. His transformation. He isn't going to take anybody's crap, and yeah. I just want to quickly touch on the Key and Peele characters of the show. Both of them are FBI agents, and in the past episode they just were oblivious to Lauren Malvo killing 22 people in Fargo, and they have now been sentenced to the file room. My feelings on these two characters is they're good for the show. I'm sure they're going to be great for the end of this season. But when I see them, I see Key and Peele. That's the problem. I don't see their characters. I see the actors, which isn't nobody's fault. It's just what I personally see. But I think they're good in the show, and I look forward to where their storyline is going. We then see Lauren Malvo strangling a cop in the bathroom of a hospital. Yes, what would you expect? Nothing less from Lauren Malvo. Just shows you how bad of a man he really is. He then goes into the hospital room of the death hitman and lets him go. I found that to be interesting, and I look forward to seeing where that goes with the end of this season. The next couple scenes are a few really quiet scenes. Molly has a welcome back party at her father's coffee shop where she talks to Vern's wife. And then she's walking down the street and she sees Lester in his insurance office just living it up, talking to all of his coworkers. And you can really tell she's just getting peeved off by him. And it just sucks for her because she knows there's nothing she can do about it. So that was that scene. And then after that, you see Gus doing patrol on the side of the road. And he calls Molly and basically asks her on a date, and she says yeah. So those were two really quiet scenes, and just about this point I was like, Man, where's this episode going? It just seems like a really slow episode. Not too much craziness has happened, not like the last few episodes at least. Until we see something scroll across the screen. Now, this is something I never saw coming, and it was really interesting to see, and it's what saved this episode. So, the show flash forwards 1 year, where we see Gus is now a mailman, like he always wanted to be. He goes home to his daughter, as well as Molly, who he's now married to, and she's pregnant. Which is really cool to see, because when you see her putting on her cop uniform, you get those flashbacks to the movie, which is really great. So to see that, it really intrigued me, and I was just blown away by it. Shortly after, there's this scene that I didn't think was too pivotal to the overall story, but it really showcased some great dialogue and great script writing. And it's when the boy from Sudan, the chief introduces him to Molly, and he's telling Molly the story of how he got to America, and I just thought it was great dialogue, and it was just a great scene to listen to. And I gotta give props to the actor. I don't know his name, but I thought he was good, and he really delivered in this scene. Now let's get to the final scene of this episode. Lester has just been named Insurance Salesman of the Year for 2007. He has a new wife, which was a former coworker of his that we saw earlier in the episode. He thinks he can just cheat on his wife. He's sees a girl, interested in her. I'm just gonna go to the bar. Lets his wife go. And great scene I loved when he was sitting at the bar, and the bartender asks, "What you got there?" And he's like, "Oh, just Salesman of the Year." She's like, "What, for drugs?" I thought that was just a great reference to Breaking Bad, because the character development seen from Walter White as well as Lester Nygaard I find to be very similar. So I thought that was a cool reference. And he keeps eyeing this girl that he's interested in, but he overhears someone, and it's Lorne Malvo at the same hotel as him. He's really worried. He just look at him, and the episode ends there. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this episode, and what I liked most about it was that it was probably the most intriguing episode we have seen yet, and I love that I have no idea where it's going now. With only 2 episodes left, I don't know what they're going to answer that from what happened within that 1 year. If they answer anything at all, they might not even address it. But I look forward to seeing where it goes with that. I'm not going to rate this episode yet, because I want to rate the season as a whole. But it was a great episode, one of the best of the season so far, and I really, really enjoyed it. So, like this video if you enjoyed it, if you love Fargo as much as I do. Go to the comment section, let me know what you thought of the Heap, and subscribe if you haven't yet. I do TV Tuesday every week. I do Monstrosity Monday now. I do top 10 lists, classic movie reviews, new release movie reviews, a bunch of stuff like that. So if you haven't, hit the subscribe button, it would really help out. Thanks guys, and I'll see you next time.